Hey everyone, it's Jerry at the Fledge. Welcome to another episode of Every Damn Day. Today on the episode we have our good friend Dave Dale. How you doing today, Dave?
I am fantastic. Thank you for asking.
You're looking fantastic. I always like your hat and your scarf and your walking stick. You always have a good stylish combo.
Thank you.
Um, so why don't you tell us something about yourself and tell us something about your project and yeah, as
Okay.
you wish.
Um, so what I am my I grew up here in Lansing. I'm back sort of visiting, and I had some uh neuropathy in my feet, which is nerve damage, and I've been having to walk quite a bit. And so I keep running into these people and gentleman that, has all of his stuff on his bike, and we talk, and another gentleman that seems to be living under the bridge, and we talk, and I said, "Hey man, your shoes look a little busted. Um, would you mind if I brought you some shoes?" He said, "Oh yeah, no, that'd be great." I said, "What else do you need?" And he said, "Well, it's weed." I said, "But I'm not doing that right now." But so I brought him some shoes, and we had a great little intersection about it. And I was on my way and met some more folks and my walks, and sort of kind of realized that there were some folks tucked away in the corners of this town that maybe didn't have some resources. And so I just actually, that was the first weekend that I pitched here. I said to, what if I could just get some socks for folks? And my mom said, "There's this thing and they raise money and here we go." And so I came, and I didn't really know anything about this place. And I pitched, and you said, "Oh, well, we might have some socks for you." So my problem was solved at that point, and I went out, and in the process of it, I met a really, really fantastic, one of the gems of this Lansing community, Chris Pruitt, who is amazing. Every time I get to ride around with him, he's just amazing. And he does work with the happiest homeless person. And so sometimes we go out and take snack bags to folks, and it's just nice. I've been going through a hard time, and it allowed me the possibility of focusing on something other than my own frustrations and whatnot.
So I'm going to start from the beginning of what you started telling us. You were born and raised in Lansing. Is that what you said?
Well, I went to high school here. I was
Okay.
born in Ludington, Michigan, and we traveled quite a piece of the Midwest in between Ludington and Lansing. But when we got here, this was kind of where my mom settled, and she still lives in the house that we lived in when I was in high school. So I came back to hang out with my mom and live in my old bedroom.
So I got to know what high school you went to. That's always the big question.
I went to New Covenant Christian, I guess it's Academy, or New Covenant Christian school out St. Joe. So
All right.
it's very small. My graduating class was 9, and I was the only male in my graduating class.
So you went to the prom
with a whole lot of ladies. I've got a picture of that, actually. It's me in a chair with this massive.
Is that where you got your style too?
Huh?
Is that where you got all your style too?
I just kind of bumped into it. I just realized recently that I've been hiding for a long time, and I look back at some of those old pictures, and I'm like, that was really cool, but you know what would have snazzed that up? If you had put like a feather boa with it or something. And I was always the guy that was scared to be always out there, all the way me. And so of late, I have just kind of decided that I'm going to live with the skin that I'm in.
Yeah, I like it. We like it a lot. That's a huge theme around here is to do you.
Yeah.
So, um, man, I want to. There's two forks that we can take here. Let's talk about Mama's medicine stick
Okay.
a little bit. Why don't you tell us what that is?
Well, initially I came across a product that is locally sourced by some really fine folks. And recently I have become sober. And one of the things that I used to help me get sober has been marijuana. And it has been really useful to help me kind of calm my mind. And when I want to drink, to have something to go to that cools me out a little bit. And it's way better for you than, destroying your liver and whatever else. And so I have been telling my friends, and I got all these, Midwestern friends who are like, oh, I tried that once and it blew my mind. And so I said, well, you just need to smoke some ditch weed. And they're like, what are you talking about? All this stuff now is, it's ridiculous. Chronic bubonic and, Gorilla Glue and Skittles and, shave your head blind. Just all the flavors are so wonderful and delicious if you can get there. But if it scares you, you want to have something safe. You want to have something clean. You want to have something tested. And so I went and did some research and found that the low THC in the male plant is just about perfect for the lowest dose to have a really nice, clean, relaxing joint pain, whatever, and a little bit of mind stuff, but not much. And it's mixed with some corn silk and some milk. What is it? Corn silk and milkweed. And my mom's here coaching me. Anyway, so we put together this blend and kind of mimicked some of the stuff that the folks locally. Nasturtium. That's another one. It actually helped with asthma. So I'm like, you could smoke and get off of nicotine and potentially get off of alcohol and help with emphysema and asthma and upper respiratory infections. I think we might be onto something here. And so I am putting together a project that is a really, really low dose boutique item that will be farm to table, as it were. We will be very clear about our product sourcing. So that once it is to your hand and it has our stamp on it, that it's safe for my mom. So it's probably safe for your mom too.
So when we look at what's happened with marijuana over the last, I don't know, 20,000 years. No, I'm just kidding. But over the last little bit where we, had the dispensaries and then it became legalized and we have the dispensaries for recreational now. And when you came to me with this idea a couple of weeks ago, it makes a lot of sense to me because people, people took advantage of the medical marijuana system for sure. Everybody had a doctor that would sign off on something. And so it definitely was a farce, in my opinion, that we even had that step. But when we go back to that and we say, okay, this is a medicine and it's being proven time and time again that it helps with so many things, what you're doing for people, people shouldn't have to be high on
Right.
their medicine unless that's part of the therapy part of it. If you are working with something else like depression or whatever.
If you have a light tremor and want just a little bit to calm that down, and it helps connect your electromagnetic self and your what am I looking for, Mom? Your spinal column, so that everything coming out of it has a little bit more subtlety.
Yeah. And I think that's important because I think that people should be able to experience the benefit of THC and CBD without being worried that they're just going to not be present. I mean, that's a big problem with like alcoholism or substance use disorder, is you're not present when you need to be present. And I mean, you've got a lot of things that you're ticking off that can be solved with this. We got to be careful. I don't
We
care
missed
about.
one step.
Oh, please do.
This is going to be locally put together with day labor. So if you can keep it together enough to come in, be clean, take care of yourself, do the job for however many pieces you can do, you will get paid. So if you can keep it together for long enough, I watched an argument with a homeless guy and a guy who was out there to help them for a Thanksgiving thing. And the homeless gentleman kind of got a little way of himself and was panhandling at the event. And the guy said, "Hey, no, you got to go get a job." And I said to myself, "Oh, man, I know that guy. You don't know how many problems he would have to just be able to get to a job interview. But if he knew he could work for 6 hours, keep himself together, and go do whatever he wanted to with that money, at least he focused his mind for 6 hours effectively. And that builds a process that people can work on, and we'll have somebody there that can be available to connect them to services." It's just a thought experiment, but I think we're on to something.
Well, I think your vision of what you want to do and the problems you want to solve is the first starting point, right?
Yes.
And if you've ever heard me talk about it, stay in love with the problem, not in love with your solution. So maybe, the sticks have to be tweaked a little bit, or maybe there's some regulatory things that you need to get around, or maybe there's some labor law, something, whatever. But those are just things that are in the middle between where we're at right now and the vision that you have, that are easy to work around and comply with or not comply with, or whatever we have to do. But I like your vision a lot.
As Malcolm
said. Yes. So is there something that you're doing every damn day to push this needle forward, this mission forward?
I think that for me right now, the most important thing that I'm doing for me is taking care of me. I meditate. I thought it was hooey, and it has changed my life. Like, I've been sober, I think, 126 days, and I have a completely different outlook on everything. And every day I do a practice of meditation which is a combination of a breathing exercise and Tuvan throat singing, to calm myself and center myself. And it's kind of like working out at the same time. So I've lost about 25, 30 pounds just by the warrior will.
Do you let all your air exhale as you're doing that and tighten up your stomach muscles too?
Yeah, essentially you're using your stomach, your diaphragm, like a bagpipe, and you're pulling it all the way out till you look like you're pregnant, and then you're controlling that contraction all the way down, and you just feel all these set of muscles, and you just use each one for like 2 or 3 seconds. And as you go down, all the way down to your pelvic girdle, you can breathe all the way down into your pelvic girdle. And I've bit off 58 seconds, I think, is my top right now. but it's because it's compressed oxygen in your system, you're actually dumping extra oxygen into your blood flow, which is really nice when you have nerve damage because it stimulates the extra oxygen, helps stimulate my feet so I have less nerve pain.
So back to, but one other thing regarding the business, is there something you do every damn day, like research or anything like that?
You could call it research. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do some. I've been doing some deep meditation, and I have used the medicine stick as a way to stay sort of, those guys that can do the flip the thing and catch the ball.
Oh yeah.
Meditating is a little bit like that to me. It's cool when you flip it and catch it, but once you've caught it, you're like, okay, I can stay here and be, well, let's see if we can get out and get back in, flip it and flip it and flip it. And so it's like this fun practice in the mind that allows me to, I'm sorry, what? Go ahead. Yes. Well, and as I'm flipping it, actually, my mom reminded me that each flip is a person that I pray for.
Fonda Brewer, who is a good friend of the Fledges, says Mom has it going on. I'd love to hear from her too.
Okay, you want to pop up here, Mom? No.
Nah, maybe next time. Maybe she'll get on the show in a month or so.
Yes.
And I also want to do a shout out to Sean real quick. She loved the demonstration of your breathing. So that was great. And if anybody saw 99 Problems about 4 to 6 weeks ago, I don't know, somewhere in there, you started your pitch that way too.
Yeah. It's fun.
I love.
It's fun. It even makes like the breathing exercises fun because you can.
Yeah. Okay, so yesterday on the show, we always daisy chain the shows together. I had Tommy, well, not yesterday, the day before, Tommy with the Haptics Lab, and his question to you is, how do you create empathy both within yourself and with others?
There, right there.
All the suits?
Yes, they're all symbolic of all the ways that we try to gain power. Each one, work, money, love, violence, they will all break you. And I wear this as a reminder that I'm broken because I was chasing something I shouldn't have been chasing. And that people out there, even the lady in line who gets out the 13 coupons, even the guy who can't speak English and is wiping his nose with his hand and wants you to show him where to go, we're all broken. And all of those are actual real scars. All the breaks in all of those things. I almost cut my pinky off. I got a broken heart that's still currently healing, both literally and figuratively. Any guy who's ever punched a wall probably has a scar like that. And the money finger, that'll just bleed you dry.
I love it. I could have never imagined a better answer than that. Never imagined it. So tomorrow
it was a great question, and I just pulled something off my body. My brothers and my mother are on my arm, so
my family is on my fingers.
I know. I love it. And you've got a raven too.
I do. I got a great raven. All right. Tomorrow on the show, we have Kaylee with the Apple Blossom Kombucha. And what question would you like to ask her?
The question I would like to ask her is, how has finding yourself in a business and being successful changed your personal life?
All right. She's going to like that question. She's been growing fast over the last couple of months. That's going to be a good one. But I'm going to turn it on you because I always ask the guests the question that they ask, but I'm going to rephrase it a little bit. How has pursuing and creating these visions and coming up with these ideas and starting to execute on them changed your personal life?
Well, my personal life is really personal right now because I am newly single. And so it's been my internal self that I have had to work on. And to be honest with you, I'm a little selfish. Man, I've been doing this because it feels good to work with somebody that I have a set of skills to help, that I have some fun ability to communicate with, that I have the joy, I guess, that I don't have to sing alone. Is that adequate?
It's very adequate, sir. Hey, can I show everyone the present you gave me?
Oh, yeah. Please do.
You want to tell us about it?
Yeah. So that is the prototype medicine stick, and I dialed in the THC and CBD content in such a way that I thought it would be appropriate for you. And there's some flavor in there. And that bottle is the very last alcohol that I consumed. So I kept it as a gift, and it's a gift to you.
And it will go behind me with all of my statues and sculptures and art and things that have meaning to me. So thank you, Dave.
You've got quite a shaman hutch up there.
Yeah, that's what it's called, the shaman hutch. We got to make that sign. So I always ask the guests that are on the show to take us off with something. And today you're going to really do that. You're going to tell us something. And,
I'm going to tell you something absolutely amazing.
And
that
I'm just
all the kitchen witches already know. There is a food source that grows without sunlight that is a protein source that is delicious. There's 19% protein per pound, and you don't have to do anything really except for wait. And I want to make food that people will eat, that you can make, that I could almost give away. Have a nice day.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.